Ndị be anyị ekeneni m unu n'ụbọchị nke taa. Anyị sị na ya dịrị ndị Igbo na mma. Dịka o si dị, ihe a bụ Igbo midia ka anyị si wee na-ewetara unu ya bụ nnukwu ozi dị oke mkpa gbasịta maka ana Igbo and Igbo community and ihe debe na Nigeria. Ya bụ ife ka anyị na-ewetara unu na Igbo midia. Dịka isi wee na-esole anyị, ọ bụ na nke a bụ ụbọchị izizi gị ị na-abịa n'ilu akwụkwọ na Igbo midia, Ekpa ka you subscribe and turn on your notification ka ị lapụ miss any of our update dịka anyị na-etikwu ya n'iru akwụkwọ kwa mgbe. Dịka o si dị, o nwere ya wetara n'ụbọchị nke taa gbasịta maka ka ya bụ ife si ada and gbasịta maka ka ya bụ ife si akpọtụ n'ala Igbo. Biko mma achọ ka ige ya bụ ife. Ihe a bụ Biafran Prime Minister Maazị Simon Ekpa. O nwere ife okwu n'iru akwụkwọ mma achọ ka unu ga-esi ya bụ ife ọ na-adọrọpụrụ anyị ifu nche n'iru akwụkwọ gbasịta maka ihe ndị a niile okwu. Alright, over to you, sir.
Biafra! All hail Biafra! All hail the United States of Biafra! Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We made it. We made it. That's why we are Biafrans. What we did, we shocked them. We shocked the world. This is to show the world that what we do is not determined by an individual. When the spirit of Biafra leads us, we move non-stop. So we are in the Independence Week. It could last a week, it could last 2 weeks, it could last 3 weeks, it could last a month, but that 29th of November is sacrosanct. And there was a reason Biafrans decided to shock the zoo, and we did it. Because of the history of this Biafra Republic government in exile and de facto, because of the lies and some of these little things they did to our PM, we can't trust nobody. We can't. Don't trust me. I'm not begging nobody to trust me. Yeah. And I'm not going to trust you, you know. But we, as Biafra, we are going to start to learn to trust each other. So, on behalf of our Prime Minister, His Excellency, the Obadobie, the Peace Ambassador, Anongan Kampi, His Excellency Simon Ekpa, we Biafrans, we thank you and we greet you for bringing freedom to the United States of Biafra. Finland says, with their local zoo agents hanging around Finland, that our Prime Minister is inciting us. Inciting is the word. And they think if he doesn't talk to us, if they take away his phone, if they don't allow him to talk to any of us, then we are not going to be incited, right? That was their thought, right? That was their mentality. Just like the zoo thought that when they take Onyendu and lock him up, we are not going to talk about Biafra anymore. Nobody is going to say anything about our freedom anymore. That is their mentality. So that little children's mentality that went into the Nigerian zoo government is now seeping into Finland somehow. But we have a message for them. If I am gone today, there are people that will be more deadly than me that will rise up to move this struggle. That is something they do not understand, or they do understand, but they think they can suppress us. They think with these little shenanigans they can down our spirit. They think with all those maneuvers for Africans to continue to be the slave to the white man, they can continue to reap our resources, drill our mineral resources, take our oil reserves by intimidating us. I have a word for the Western world. I have a word for the Western world. This crop of Africans you have at this time, you can never intimidate them. We are fearless. We are intelligent. We are economically stable. We have the money to match you, men to men, fire to fire, money to money, any way you bring it. Is to let us have our rights, to let us build our countries, to help us build our communities, to let our people enjoy those things that all of us here are offering and helping you in the first world, whatever country we are in the diaspora, whatever we are helping you to build in this country outside. We want to take it home to our people. I think that is a fair statement. It is fair. It's a fair statement. We can always come and visit you. We can always come and visit our businesses we have in diaspora. But we must go home and establish our homes. We cannot continue to have the best doctors in the world in diaspora, the best nurse practitioners, the best nurses, the best engineers, the best lawyers, and they are practicing in diaspora while our own people back home, they are dying of high blood pressure, diabetes, basic health care. They are not getting it. And you think, if you are working with any foreign government, just like Michael Rubin, our guest speaker, is trying to tell the international leaders right now, including Finland, if you think that these people that have been in Finland for the past 3-4 days We have been in Finland. We have been making us. We have been talking. We are looking for those that think that what we are doing is wrong. We want them to come out. Yes. What Finland government says that our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa did is exactly what this over 1,000 people gathered here will do it, and we will continue to do it. Nobody, if the zoo government likes, if the Nigerian government under President Tinubu, if they like to hold our leader Nnamdi Kanu for the next 100 years, if Finland, that is known as one of the freest countries in the world, could succumb to this little child's play being engineered by Nigerian agents in this Finland that are some Biafrans too, if they succumb to this, then they've dented their image. But we Biafrans, we hold Finland at a very high esteem. And we will watch how this is going to play out between Finland, Biafra, and Nigeria government. And at the end of the day, they will know that this little thing they did to him, thinking it's going to hurt him, hurt us, it has made us.
Asha.
Before independence in 1960, population distribution in Nigeria conformed to global trends, in which population centers are in lower elevation regions with better climate and easy access to water, food, and shelter. In 1960, Nigeria was comprised of 3 supposedly equal regions: North with 14 provinces, East with 12 provinces, and West with 9 provinces. This meant that the North had 14 provinces, while the South had 21 provinces. However, after independence, and with political power in the hands of unscrupulous elements from the North, the geopolitical distortion began in the most senseless manners. Nigeria became a country where human settlements violated laws of nature, with outrageous claims that more people live in the hot, arid North than the mild coastal South. Gradual and arbitrary creation of states by mainly military leaders from the North over the years resulted in the North today having 19 states and 414 local government areas, while the South has 17 states and 355 local government areas. This distortion in the geopolitical structure of Nigeria has been used to politically and economically marginalize the people of Biafra. Because the number of states and local governments are directly used for political representation and revenue allocation to the disadvantage of the South, even though as much as 90% of the resources sustaining Nigeria come from oil and gas resources in Biafra land. Distortions in geopolitical structure, resource control, religious incompatibility, and a larger ambition by the Fulani oligarchy to make Nigeria a Fulani country are at the core of instability and insecurity in Nigeria. And all avenues by indigenous people to seek redress have been met with brute force. Such brute force has resulted in military invasion of numerous communities in Biafra land and indiscriminate killings of people in those communities at genocidal scale. For example, Section 1 of the Biafra Declaration Handbook captures several of the Nigeria government-sponsored killings in the hinterland of the United States of Biafra, also called the Southeast, as well as the South-South. Notably, a Zoo River massacre under Governor Peter Obi, Onisha Mpo massacre under Governor Obiano, Obaru massacres under Governor Soludo, Obibo massacre under Governor Wike, Ohafia and Aba massacres, including 150 youths praying at Ngwa High School and another hundreds of innocent Biafrans on a parade in Aba, as well as the invasion of nnamdi Kanu's home that left at least 28 people dead under Governor Ekpa. Also, widespread Ebonyi massacres under Governor Umahi, widespread Enugu massacres under Governor Ugwuanyi, widespread Imo massacres, including repeated invasions of Izombe, Olo, Osu, under Governor Zodimma. Nigeria terrorist forces also unleashed mayhem and killed hundreds of Biafrans who were celebrating in Port Harcourt Donald Trump's victory in the 2016 US presidential election. In all days, tens of thousands of Biafrans have been killed. But the coastal regions of Biafra have also not been spared in these killings, and more than 4,000 people were killed between 1999 and 2024. In particular, Ode massacre in 1999, Kwale massacres in 1999, and ongoing Ozoro Ole massacres 1999, 2003, Uweru massacres 2021 to 2023, Okuama massacre 2024, Olodiama massacre 2024, and not to forget one of the worst recorded massacres in human history in Asaba, 1967-70. Also, the eastern flank of Biafra, covering former Cross River and Akwa Ibom states, has this record of Nigeria government-sponsored killings, including in 2021 when Nigeria military invaded the following communities with substantial loss of lives: Afahat, Ekot Apan, Okan, Owa, Ekot Afanga, Ntok Nsek, Ekot Upon Eto, Ekot Otu, Ekot Obok, Ntak Ekot Akan, and some other communities. Since after the 2021 invasion, the military has maintained presence there and are frequently abducting people, killing them, harvesting their organs, snatching people's wives, and raping our women. They maintain checkpoints where travelers must disembark from their vehicles with arms raised while passing the checkpoint on foot. This pattern of military and police intimidation is commonplace in the whole of Biafra land. It beats our imagination how people's lives can be devalued this much in one's native country. In contrast, there has never been military invasion of communities in northern Nigeria, just as there are rarely communal clashes in the north, unlike the south. Because of Nigeria government's divide and rule strategy in the south, several communities are separated from historical alliances and forced into new ones. often with poorly defined boundaries. Such machinations by the Nigeria government have been responsible for the spate of boundary-inspired communal clashes in Biafra land, which is relatively absent in the north. The United States of Biafra will reunite communities along natural and historical boundaries and bring an end to boundary disputes. Aside from killings directly conducted by Nigeria government, various Fulani-affiliated terrorist groups such as Boko Haram, ISWAP, Fulani herdsmen, in their desire to displace indigenous people and take over their lands, are invading communities and slaughtering them in a scale never seen before. For example, many Fulani installed kings and political appointees forcefully seize indigenous people's lands and transfer the lands to Fulanis. The Oba of Benin is reported to have sold in 3 years 1,200 acres of land to Aligoke Dangote, and Dangote trucks are used to ship in Fulani terrorists into these lands, from where the Fulanis operate and unleash terror in the neighboring communities and the entire coastal region, especially in Ekpa State, former Delta State, where the kidnappers in Ekpa land come from Benin, former Edo State. The Fulani terrorists and kidnappers in Awo, in Abovo County, reportedly will make you cook for them, cook for the terrorists, and have you watch them rape your wife in order to spare your life.
And by Ekenekwen Mono, Kunishinesela na IGBO media, boy by si wotero ni yabo osi dio Ekpa, Master Makaya Bife, Biafran Prime Minister, Kurudiru Akwukwo, Mbosi Wuru Chinketa. Ekefi were ku Master Makaya Bife nda ni no kugasi di chiche. Drop ora ifiche ni akwukwo. A comment section na IGBO media. And by asinani boyade, na yadi kechi. Echada agwagwa. Ise. Thank you and God bless you.